So let's start with that probe core. That's what I forgot before. So we'll do an octo probe core. It's going to be a very, very simple craft. We're going to put a there we go. What am I looking for? The 1.25 meter service bay. We'll put that in there like that. And then on top of that is going to go a docking port, the clampetron, like so. And inside will go a small set of reaction wheels. I'm sure that will be fine. Advanced inline stabilizer. Do I not have? I have not unlocked. How can I not have the small? Okay, fine. These ones are going on. How can I not have the small? Really? Is that? I'm so, you know, I play with different tech trees and I'm always confused what tech trees are where. But how can I not have? Oh, there they are. I'm just blind. That's what I want. There. Like that. And let's hide some batteries in here while we're thinking about that. Because battery seems to be a little bit of a bane for me. So we'll put a K200 one there. Put a couple of K100s there. That's 400 units of electric charge. I'm sure that is fine. There, there, there. It's not going to need a communitron, so that's it. There, that should be controllable. What we'll do, let me think about this, is, yeah, we'll put a decoupler on the bottom here. The 25 one here, and then we're just going to turn that force percentage down to 0. So this will attach. You know what? We'll deorbit and then we'll detach. Yeah, this will make sense. Okay, and then under this we'll just put a whole bunch of fuel cans. This isn't going to be much, really. I'm already thinking this is going to be too much. Gonna need some RCS too to do some docking because the Gilly one does not have the ability to dock. Where is the swivel engine? That is, we'll put that on vacuum. 31. Okay, I need a little more than that. Put this one. 3797. I'm sure that will be fine. That's a lot of thrust to weight just for making my life easier. We'll put an advanced set of reaction wheels in there. We also need some monopropellant. So we'll go up here. Bump, 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 bump. Where are the smaller? I want the little ones. The minified ones, these guys. Let's see, we'll stick these up at the top. 2 of them. Sure, that'll be fine. Each of these is size 15 units. I'm sure that all it needs is the dock, for goodness sakes. It's not much. We'll tuck them in a little bit. This is the probe supply. Oops, come back here. Oh, solar panels. Oh my gosh. Cannot type. Okay, solar panels. So, solar panels, solar panels, solar panels. Just a bunch of aux stats. I'm sure will be absolutely fine. We'll just put on here. There we go. 6 of them like that. 3624 might want just a smidge more fuel. Probably be okay, but it's probably best to be a little on the cautious side. So we'll stick another one of these. 3749. Still, the thrust to weight is through the roof. And we'll put on, it's going to be a very quickie. 4-way symmetry with fins. Like so. Oh, and RCS blocks. Now, when it's up there, it's going to be having like only maybe a couple of 100 meters per second left of delta V. So let's take off almost all of this fuel. How can that be that much delta V if I've taken out most of the fuel? Sure. I'm sure that's close enough. Just so that the mass is in a reasonable... Okay, so we're just gonna take some of these larger RCS blocks. This thing is reasonable. What is the weight? It can't be heavier than my space plane. Let's use the little ones. We'll use the little ones. We'll put 4 of them down here. Like so. Oops. Meant to grab that. And 4 of them up here. I'm sure that will be fine. Now, something I forgot to do with my space plane is toggle off the yaw, pitch, and the roll, which is always a good plan. Where are we here? Actuation toggles, yaw, pitch, and roll. There we go. Now let's put the fuel back. It's going to need a nose cone on the top. We'll deal with that in just a smidge. I think that is okay. What vacuum delta V? Yeah. 3689. Heck with it. Just I don't want to end up coming back. I don't want this to fail. There. 3804. That's super duper. Okay. I'm sure this will be fine. Nose cone on the top. Should I just get really lazy? I usually end up putting on a whole like fairing and all that. Why don't I just do that? Yeah, let's just do that. I'm sure that'll be fine. And then we'll lose that at some point. Gonna get lazy. Okay, thrust to weight. And I'll look at the chat in just a little bit and see what people are telling me as far as what I'm missing. Well, why am I turning the gimbal limit down? What a dope. Okay, that's fine. Launch clamps. I find it really hard to play and look at the chat at the same time. It is a challenge for me. But I am challenged by so many things that. All right, what do we got? Solar panels, heat shield. No heat shield. I could do that. Oh my god, that would be a wimp out, wouldn't it? I mean, I could unlock the big... No, I'm not going to do that. No heat shield. Yeah, no heat shield. That would be too smart. No heat shield. I think it'll come down fine. That's what we're going to say. Okay, so I think... Where's the lift? Lift should be low, yeah. I'm thinking this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the thing. So let's save it. Launch it. See, my whole plan was to actually take up everything I needed with the plane. I just forgot the probe body. So this wasn't in the original plan. Oh, let's see. Okay, so our target here is the Gilly one. Let's go right now. He's just passing us. Let's catch up to it. So SAS on, throttle up, put it on here. Go and go. We'd be off. We'd be off, we'd be off, we'd be off. Wow, it doesn't feel like it jumped off the pad with any sort of real vigor, did it? Knock that over a few degrees and lock onto prograde. And hopefully we can just watch this go from here. Is that enough to get to orbit? I certainly hope so. What was it? It was like 37, 38? Should be enough. Should easily be enough. I'm a little worried about the drag with my... Oh, I don't even see... That's weird. Okay. I'm just going to look at the aerodynamics overlay, but I don't see anything coming up, and I don't know why. Let's keep it from pitching over for a little bit. It's falling over a little bit too quickly. Okay, lock it back to prograde. A little bit southward just to get this heading back on the 90. And reduce the throttle. Getting close to a minute to apoapsis. That's always like to reduce the throttle at that point. Okay. And it is a light rocket, so it might need more delta V than I'm thinking. Like, it's funny that lighter rockets are more affected by drag, and therefore do need more delta V than heavy rockets, at least if they're well designed. But we'll hope for the best. Hoping for the best is always the plan in this game. I know, I thought I fixed the ReStock plumes. The whole ReStock plumes, what happened there, and I think I might just kind of give up on trying to fix it, is I'm working on an RP1 series, and I went to install RP1, and I installed it in this instance of my game. And RP1 uses the ReStock plumes, and so it installed the ReStock plumes. And in taking all of that out, and I uninstalled it, at least I think I did, but something in the settings got changed, and it's not changing back. So I think I'm kind of stuck with these ReStock plumes for now. It's that, or just reinstall the entire, like, take a fresh instance, reinstall all the mods, transport over the saves. I don't know if that's really worth it, but I might be stuck with the ReStock plumes. I mean, they look fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just, you know, I didn't intend to install them. It was installed by accident. But they don't affect the gameplay or anything. It's purely aesthetic. So I might just live with it. They look okay. I don't think it's worth reinstall, like starting over from scratch with a fresh instance and reinstalling everything just because the plumes aren't technically what's in the list that's down there in the description. All right, 70 kilometers on the Apoapsis. Just kind of let this keep building. This ascended very nicely, I think. We'll cut it at 80. The Gilly 1 is in an orbit of... here we go. That's 80 kilometers. The Gilly 1's in an orbit of 120. Okay, we'll circularize, we'll rendezvous, we'll get this done. This was certainly the more of the three options. You folks picked the... certainly picked the safest one. So I thank you for that. We'll find out pretty soon whether, you know, like, if the ship makes it down to the surface without any issue, then Jebediah certainly could have ridden it down. We'll find out very, very soon whether that was, whether that's going to work or not. And then if it doesn't work, all I lose is that contract, and I don't care. Okay, throttling up to complete the orbital insertion. I get a little closer to Apoapsis. There we go. And still got a few hundred meters per second left, so... oh, whoa, overcooked that a little bit. Okay, let's actually slap this onto the normal vector just for solar panels. And we got our target up there. Oh, it's going to have to be further along this way for sure. Whoop. Just gotta keep here. Grab it, move it forward. Launched a little late, but I wasn't in the mood to. Oh, I just passed my own vessel, so I'll have to pop ahead in orbit. I wasn't in the mood to time warp around, like the time warp. You know what I mean? For another day. It would have been another day to get the station to go around. Not the station, the Gilly 1. I can get words out. I can do it. We'll set up this rendezvous lickety-split. Fortunately, I made my orbit a tad bit elliptical because I just botched that part of it. So that's adding some challenge to it a little. I'll just get her done. Come on. I think my little bit of an inclination difference too, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit more tweaking on the timing here. I might be calling it pretty soon. We'll live with the 2.6 and just do it. Oh, here we go. 1.9 kilometers, we'll make that work. Okay. View, there we go. Okay, 49 minutes to the burn. Let's get her done. It's only a 0.6 second burn, so I'd best reduce the throttle limiter here a bit. Okay. And oh, this doesn't have the lock to. Oh, I can just lock to prograde. It'll be close enough to that. Put this on here. Get ready to. No lights on this or anything like that. Includes rendezvous docking. Oh, well, I'm glad my tutorials help. What is that? Oxoloti guy? I'm sure I'm doing that wrong, but I'll do my best. All right, and yeah, we got another docking here coming up. Okay, let's get a little closer. All right, and starting to burn, going about half throttle. And I'm just going to watch here for my intercept information. See what we get. Okay, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, started going up, so we'll RCS backwards a little bit. At about a 1.68 kilometer separation. We'll improve upon that by simply going to about the midway point between these two. About here. And do I have to come northwards or southwards? Northwards. Positive normal. You can tell that this is the right direction because it's bringing the AN closer. See that? So you bring the AN closer to your rendezvous spot, and then you tweak around with the prograde retrograde part. Prograde brings it smaller. Bring in the AN again. Not doing a very good job, actually. 2 point. There we go. Now it's going the right way. 0.1, and always when I'm doing, I get really stupid about this and want to get a 0. Oops. But maybe I should be good with what I got. Alright, 0.1 kilometers. Let's call it. So that is a teeny weeny little bitty itsy tiny burn. Go to that one. Mostly normal. Little bit of prograde, it looks like. One thing with the clouds, it makes it harder to see these numbers sometimes. Okay, about 10 seconds. We'll just burn this very lightly. And really watching again that intersect distance. More than the maneuver indicator. Under a kilometer now separation. 500 meters. Oh, 95 meters. We'll use RCS. Oh, it started going up. So about 90 meters. 88 meters. Okay, and we are 8 minutes from our target. Trying to do this quick for you. Now, by the way, something I talked a little bit about last week, but should talk about more, is once this is done, one way or the other, success or failure, again, I got enough science to complete the tech tree. I'm not that concerned with contracts anymore and money. I got quite a lot of money too. And something... So the question becomes, what should I do next? I'll say right off the bat, I'm a little bit loath to get into going to another planet. I honestly find all the work to go to another planet. It's good to do once or twice, but I don't know. They're all more or less the same. They're not. It's not that much more of a challenge. I mean, they're not. That's not true. Like landing on Eve and getting off is a big pain in the ass. Tylo is a big pain, but you know, like just going somewhere and collecting the science and coming back. I don't need the science. There's really not that much motivation to really do that. So I'm kind of inclined to instead put my energy towards building some infrastructure around the Kerbin system. So that's Kerbin, Moon, Minmus. Building stations, building bases, building space-only crafts that can transport between those bases and stations, putting up more relays. These are all things that I've been ignoring in the mad quest to fulfill the next contract and collect as much science as I can. But I gotta be honest, I don't really need to do that anymore. So once this is done, I gotta think about what am I gonna do next? And I honestly have no idea. So if you have thoughts, let me know. Just don't say things like, do a Jewel... I've done the Jewel 5 thing. I've done all that. And I don't find a need to really... oh, I overdid that. Oh, I should have lost this this nose cone before I came up here. All right, that's perma debris. Here, let's give a little bit of thrust. Oh, let's set this docking port here as a target. Where are you there? Okay, it just wants to be that way. Set as target. There we go. And that gives me one. Probably the least stocky mod I do have installed is... Oh, there is one RCS thrust report that's still firing for some reason. The least stocky mod I have installed is docking port alignment indicator, which gives me this little red circle to line up the docking ports with. Mike, you should build a... Sorry, it's right under the heart thing. A base on the moon or Minmus and turn its crust into funds. Yeah, I could do that. I like the base idea. I don't know. Yeah, probably harvesting would be part of the program, though. Again, I would rather harvest just for fuel and just not bring the ore back. But I could bring the ore back for funds. I suppose that's a possibility. I don't know. Do you make a lot of funds doing that? It's worth a try. It's something I've never done. I've always taken the ore and refined it unless I had a contract to say otherwise. So maybe that's not a bad idea. Anyway, I don't need this engine anymore. Let's shut that down. Might steal that liquid fuel too. Okay, how are we doing here? Coming in really slow. I was too much talking and killed off too much velocity, I think. Moho, I don't want to go Moho. I got a whole series where I went to every single planet, and I kind of got that out of my system with that. So, every single planet and moon. So I'm really not super eager for that, to do something like a Moho mission or a Jewel mission or anything like that. We landed on Gilly. What else do you want? Okay, so here we are. Yeah, so this is our stupid craft. So let's get this thing down. So my plan is to put this in the water. I think that would be the best call. So I'm going to, again, time warp over there towards the Woomerang launch site. I'm going to steal all that fuel, too. Why not? So if I got 3 fuel tanks on here, there's not a lot of liquid fuel left, but you might as well. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll need like an emergency, you know, burn to lose velocity. So having as much liquid fuel as I can for that nerve, though once I'm in the atmosphere, that nerve is going to be not that great. I think I do have the right engine. Yes, I do. So that is good. Okay, let's get to here. And oh, I'm going to quick save again, because if this ends up, we'll see what happens. Retrograde. Now that I got a probe core, I can do that. And let's see, what are we going to go? So burning with the nerve, I'm going to go with 30 kilometers. I do want to make sure to overshoot the KSC and land in the ocean. Let's go with 30 kilometers. Ooh, a little wobbly. I guess that shouldn't be surprising. Whole thing's kind of wobbly. Got a lot happening here. Alright, that's cool. We are going down now. Let's fix up this staging, because we got a lot going on here. Okay, let's put all the parachutes down there and just, again, F5, or just stage. That should, there. All the parachutes are now armed. Got a lot of wobbling happening. Get down a little lower. Okay. And slap this onto the normal vector. Just going to get this arcing just a little bit, and that one. Going to decouple you. There we go. And now this is going to go back onto retrograde. So that hopefully should just, well, whatever happens to it, I don't care. All I need is that probe core. Actually, even now, well, I probably do need the probe core just to hold attitude. Alright, here we go. Just about into the atmosphere. Parachutes are armed. Got a little probe core up here at the top. We can open that up to add just a smidge of drag up here. I'm not sure if it's going to contribute, but it hopefully will. We'll watch this thing too. Alright, see what happens. And again, this is all because of this dopey contract. It requires me to return to Kerbal. I really wish it said just return the crew. I mean, who cares about the vessel? I mean, really, like, you know, there's been nothing, no vessel that has landed on the moon and returned from the surface of the moon. We've returned crew from the surface of the moon and samples from the surface of the moon. Why should we care about the vessel? I don't get it, but oh well. Alright, here we go. We are in the atmosphere. Just going to keep this locked on retrograde. Hopefully, this nerve engine will take the brunt of all the heating. Part of me really does wish Jeb was in here right now. For all those people that voted, put Jeb in there. That was certainly my first thought. Was Jeb was going to ride this down. Okay, we're starting to get some temperature gauges now, which is really interesting because you might recall I aerobraked with this thing and got no temperature gauges, even on these non-retractable solar panels. I cannot retract the solar panels, so... But now suddenly I am getting temperature gauges. They certainly look like they're on the solar panels. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about my trajectory landing not in the water. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure as long as, like, I think probably the root part is the cupola module. As long as I think that survives, I think I'm okay. He says without too much knowledge. All right, these red bars are really, really close. Really, really close. I'm gonna lose those. Still just on the solar panels, which is fine. They can blow up. Oh, there they go. There goes one. There goes two. Okay. So for some reason, when I was aerobraking, they seemed indestructible. Now they blew up as I would have expected them to. So maybe something was weird and going on. I don't know. Alright. Asteroid mining. Yeah, going and recovering an asteroid. I do enjoy recovering an asteroid. Mining the asteroids isn't as productive. I remember that was when they introduced that into the game, asteroids and asteroid mining. I was so excited. I was all over like, all right, I'm going to bring an asteroid. We're going to put it in orbit about the moon. And we're going to get all of these resources off of it. And you suck those things dry in no time. Like, it is way better for you to get down to the surface and do it there. Okay, I think I'm going to overshoot. I certainly hope so. I'm seeing more temperature gauges. Now, these guys seem to be on batteries here on the side, which honestly, again, that's okay. That's okay. This one here seems to be on the engine itself, which again is okay. The nerve engine can take it. To be honest, if I lose some of this stuff, that's less mass for these parachutes to have to slow down. So I'm definitely going to land in the ocean one way or the other, so that's good. Yeah, maybe just the lower altitudes. What I mean, I brought it down all the way to 45 kilometers. I have to look back and see, like when I did the aero braking, I had my periapsis at 45 kilometers. I'd have to look back in this stream to go find out what was the altitude at which they blew up. Still seems strange though, because I did get those heat bars like right away. Okay, heat bars are gone. I'm pretty happy with where this is coming down. It's a short recovery distance. Now it's all about whether those parachutes are going to do what they do. I was showing the thermal gauges at 40 kilometers, which is a lower altitude than what I had before. So, yeah, that could be it. That's a lower altitude than what I aerobraked at. Okay, so parachutes. Again, I did no real calculating per se on these parachutes, whether they're going to be enough. Ooh, I should have put the spread out on them. Can you do it here? Oh, wait, I'm not clicking on them. I hate when they all super overlap. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Probably shouldn't care, to be honest. Okay, let's just see what happens. Alright, so slowing down. I don't know when they're going to fully deploy here. Yeah, this guy's going to look good in the Kithsonian. They're going to have to make like a huge area and hang this thing up. It's going to be monstrous. Saturn V, eat your heart out. Okay, parachutes. Parachutes, there we go. Okay, speed. Oh, we're golden. We're under 10 meters per second. Awesome. Awesome. I don't think that spread did anything when I put those spread out. I think this is going to be good. And again, all I want is this thing to go bloody green. Oh, it just went green. So there we go. That contract is now satisfied. That is super. It seems to be sitting like, oh, that heavy engine at the bottom, just keeping this thing bobbing here nicely. I love it. I kind of feel like I want to just leave it here. But we're going to recover.